Oh, hey everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of MTN Outdoors. I'm Andy Curtis. Now, so far we've been very lucky as far as wildfire season goes across Montana, thanks to this wet spring. But we're not out of the woods just yet. So coming up in these next few stories, we'll take a look at what we can expect when Mother Nature finally decides to spark wildfire season and what's being done right now to help prevent it.
I'm Dennis Bragg of Missoula. Fire forecasters are confirming what we've all expected. A cooler, wetter spring is leading to a delay in Montana's fire season. But all that extra green could pose problems in the weeks to come.
All those spring snowstorms, persistent rain, and cooler temperatures between the warm days are tied to the weather still being generated by La Nina sea surface temps, giving the Northwest a more typical weather pattern.
But since it's weakened some, we've had this prolonged, cooler, wetter season, which has actually prolonged green up. We've kept the snowpack longer and has kept fire season from starting till later at least.
Forecaster Stephen Appoliti told me this could happen when we last talked in March with some drought relief.
It's also helped drought relief for the northwest Montana, northern Idaho area. Even southwest Montana and the southern tier of Montana has had some relief. The latest drought monitor, they've pulled some of the extreme drought out of southwest Montana, although they've added exceptional drought kind of in that Great Falls to the northern Front Range area.
Last year, though, we went from early June rain and even snow within a matter of days, leading to an unprecedented early summer heat wave. That isn't in the forecast now, but the rain has created a heavier growth of grass and brush, a problem east of the divide.
So we're getting rain on and off for the next week and a half at least in the models. So I don't think we're looking at anything starting anytime soon. However, what happens east of the divide is the moisture, and now we're warming up, you start getting green up and the grass grows. So you get fuel loading. And then if we dry out, all of a sudden you have a lot more fuel than what we had last year, and it dries and cures and is ready to burn. And then you have a really dry summer. If it gets hot, that's why we're looking at there's potential for higher than normal for the grasslands.
The last few summers, the northern Rockies have been hurt by a lack of monsoonal moisture, creating dry thunderstorms. But this year, we could see a more robust monsoon push.
If it weakens and it gets a little bit more towards normal, I think we'll have better chances of seeing some more moisture coming in. But if it does persist a little bit stronger or doesn't weaken enough, I think it'll keep it to the south.
In Missoula, Dennis Bragg, MTN News.
The human-caused North Hills fire in 2019 burned more than 5,000 acres and part of the area's fence line. Montana Conservation Corps rebuilt 4.5 miles of burned fence, which helped the Bureau of Land Management reopen the land to grazing. Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Interior, Tommy Boudreau, pointed to the fence project as an example of where the Biden administration's bipartisan infrastructure bill will help Montanans. While the fence was rebuilt prior to the U.S. Congress passing the infrastructure bill, the fence project is a good example of places where repairs need funding after wildfires.
Part of the work of the bipartisan infrastructure law is around resilience and fire, and that's part of the reason why we're here today. And you can see in the backdrop here, some of the consequences of fire in the American West.
Helen Mayor Wilmont Collins spoke before Bordeaux about Montanans' love for the outdoors and how in recent years the wildfires have made it harder for people to recreate.
Look, here in Montana, we love the outdoors. And lately during our summer months, we've had to slow down our recreation activities due to severe wildfires, severe smoke causing health issues, poor air qualities. This infrastructure law will help our various community and ecosystem against the threat of wildland fires by investing in forest restoration, which is so much needed in our state. It seems like this bipartisan infrastructure law was built for Montana, and we should treasure it.
Boudreau also met with some of the folks who work for Montana Conservation Corps. Without groups such as the MCC, the Bureau of Land Management would have been hard-pressed to get workers in the North Hills to fix the burned fence, said Al Nash, spokesperson for BLM's Montana and Dakota State Office. The BLM has lots of land and not so many people to do the job, he said. People come to the MCC from all over because they felt a need to get tied closer to the land, Nash said. Ashley Valentine was living in New Orleans when she decided she was done with her 9-to-5 job and wanted to join the Montana Conservation Corps.
Always wanted to do environmental work, and was just, again, tired of the normal society life and really wanted to do something that gave back to the community, gave back to the environment and earth. So yeah, I was looking for seasonal work and found MCC and was really thrilled that they had a women's crew, and that's really the major factor of why I came to MCC, was for that women's crew, something so inclusive and inviting that didn't seem so intimidating.
Funding from the bipartisan infrastructure law will go towards supporting partnerships between the Interior Department and groups such as MCC. The infrastructure bill included more than $100 billion in new funds for roads and bridges, money for new American-made school buses, investments in Superfund site cleanup, and it's meant to eliminate lead pipes across the country. In Helena, Ashley Nerbovig, MTN News.
And as it turns out, it's not just up to Mother Nature or the government to protect us from wildfires. As MTN's Tom Buchanan found out, there's plenty we can do around our own homes and property to be prepared.
A Firewise demonstration garden is coming together at the Montana City Volunteer Fire Department.
The Tri-County Fire Safe Working Group and Montana City Volunteer Fire Department have partnered together to create a Firewise demonstration garden. This garden utilizes 50 to 60 different species of vegetation that are primarily fire resistant, deer resistant, and use small amounts of water. For example, the garden has plants such as snowberry, daylily, iris, phlox, and barberry. The garden is meant to educate the public as to what kind of plants and ground cover can be used in order to reduce wildfire risk to the home.
And the whole idea is when a wildfire comes rolling in, that it's not going to come all the way to the home, that it'll drop to the ground. And the vegetation that we're planting here and the way we're planting it here is to help people understand that.
Fire Chief Lynn Stimpson says that this garden is a great opportunity to demonstrate a fire-wise landscape.
This project will really help us build awareness that homeowners always need to be thinking about that, whether that's cleaning up and limbing up their existing trees, or as they do new projects. This is a great sample of some of the really attractive options they can do that are more fire-wise.
Putting this garden together has been a real community effort. Olson says that 320 hours of volunteer work have already been donated, but more work needs to be done. They plan to put signs in for the vegetation, a pavilion, and a picnic table. With the right amount of volunteers and donations, they hope to be done in the fall of this year.
We're trying to do the kind of garden that you could visualize in your own home. So they're common plants, they're available, they're not expensive, and they grow well in our area.
If you'd like to volunteer, you can find more information in this story on our website. Reporting in Montana City, Tom Buchanan, MTN News.
Now, if you're not watering your garden this summer, but do want to spend some time around the water and plan on doing that on anything a little wilder than what's behind me, you're going to want to do that safely. Luckily for all of us, MTN's Elena Howder caught up with some whitewater rafting guides and has tips on how you can stay safe.
Authorities have recovered the body of a woman who went missing on the Stillwater River Sunday. Her raft overturned in these fast-moving waters. It's business as usual, though, for the local rafting companies. They say having the right gear makes all the difference in the world.
Whitewater rafting is a great way to explore the outdoors if it's done safely.
We had trips canceled because of the incident, and that's what's frustrating us because we are professionals. This is what we do.
Tim Hedin is the head raft guide at Absaroka River Adventures in Absaroka. He's been rafting on the Stillwater River for nearly 3 decades.
My condolences go out to the family, and it's a tragedy that happened. But frankly, to be honest, they weren't in proper gear. They were not dressed.
The Stillwater River was 48 degrees Thursday, and that water was running at about 3,000 cubic feet per second. Hedin says those are safe conditions if you're prepared.
It's just too cold to be swimming out in that water, and they experienced that, and then except for the small child, no one was wearing life jackets.
Hedin says wearing the right gear and protective equipment is key when rafting whitewater like the Stillwater. That includes a wetsuit and a life jacket.
I don't care how strong you are, how good you think you can swim, in this cold water with water moving, you need to have a life jacket.
And even if you are an experienced swimmer, you never know what can happen. Fallen trees and logs can change the way the river runs.
He's got to be prepared because the situation is always changing on a river.
But Hedin says that's part of the fun.
This is the best time to come out, is right now. And don't be afraid because of the event that happened. As long as you know what you're doing, you're geared up, you're going to have the best time. And that's why I've done it for 25 years. It's not because it's not fun, it's because it's It's awesome.
In Absaroka, Alina Howder, MTN
Well, coming up
News.
next, we'll have a few stories that are hopefully on target.
MTN Outdoors continues after this. We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Welcome back, everybody. These next two stories are on a subject that's very near and dear to my heart: archery. Now, I'm not any good at it, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for anyone with the self-discipline and skill to master that mystical flight of the arrow. And luckily, MTN's Cade Mentor found more than a few of these people recently and has more. All right, I'm ready. Let her rip.
The weather might not be the best out here in Scoutana, but that's not stopping people from going out and enjoying the R100 Archery Tour. This is the first time the R100 hosted the event in Montana. Patrick Quinn said the event was simply to help the kids.
Because the kids are the future of archery. They are, they're our future, and there's so much that archery can teach kids that, I just want to do everything I can to help.
The tour consists of two different ranges, a safari side and a North American side.
The process is fairly complicated as far as looking at it on a map, but then when you come out here, then it's just physical work, and it took, I don't know, what do we end up with, 8 hours each day of just flagging. That was the initial time we went through this course.
Organizers said there was no better time than to host the event than now, giving people the opportunity to explore the beauty of Montana.
Montana is Montana, and we love it because of what it is. The problem with that is that because of our population, we don't see a lot of national type shoots out here, and the R100 is a shoot it's a fun shoot, and there's a competitive side to it, but it's predominantly fun.
The archery tour will continue starting at 7 a.m., ending at 2 p.m. In Scoutana, Cade Mentor, MTN News.
Okay, so hitting a stationary target like this one, that does take skill, but try hitting a target on the move. Then try hitting a target on the move underwater. MTN's Kennedy Broadwell caught up with a group of people doing that and doing it for conservation.
I'm here at Canyon Ferry Lake for the Montana Bowhunters Association's 19th annual Carp Safari to hopefully learn a little bit more about carp shooting and maybe even some of their secrets.
We make room for the native fish that were kind of here first, and then they go back into the ecosystem either way you look at it. When we're not having the event here and folks are just here bow fishing, typically they leave the fish on the bank or they throw them in the dumpster or they leave them in the water. I would say the fish that were left here last night, people have been bow fishing the whole weekend, they're gone today. The scavengers eat them and they disappear. So I think it's tough for some people to understand that. But in the end, I think we're doing a good thing.
When it comes to carp shooting equipment, it's pretty straightforward.
The equipment's pretty straightforward. You can use a few different types of bows, but the reel setup is pretty self-explanatory. You have a fiberglass arrow. It's heavier, so it penetrates through the water. Typical hunting arrows for big game animals aren't going to penetrate as well because they're lighter. These heavy fiberglass arrows are durable. They can penetrate through the water, and your shots are really close. I'd say at the farthest would be from here to that tree. So you're looking at, 12, 15 feet are your furthest shots. So a couple things come into play. You want to penetrate the water with those heavy arrows, but you're going to be drawing and shooting hundreds and hundreds of times in a day. The winning team right now, they've shot 162 fish. So they've at least drawn their bow 162 times. And they've most likely drawn their bow 1,000 times. So it's just, if you have a heavy poundage bow, sure, you're going to penetrate the water better, maybe shoot deeper fish. But in the end, it's smart to have a lighter poundage bow and just more, be more accurate and more choosy with your shots.
However, the sport isn't necessarily the easiest, even for the state's best bow hunters.
If you're a really good target shooter, this is a different game, right? So I think everybody struggles with it.
In Helena, Kennedy Broadwell, MTN Sports.
Still to come on MTN Outdoors, more examples of the importance of a balanced ecosystem.
MTN Outdoors continues after this. We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Welcome back, everybody. If you haven't seen one in person, let me be the first to tell you that moose are big animals. Very big animals. But there's something out there that's very small, almost microscopic, that's putting these big creatures at risk. And this is also going to sound strange, but wolves are actually helping save them. MTN's Tanner Saul has more.
25% of moose die from this parasite.
We capture moose by helicopter. We fly over the animals, dart them, collar them, draw blood and other samples and release them.
Moose are the largest of all the deer species, weighing in at more than 1,500 pounds and standing taller than 6 feet high.
An astonishing species to see in the wild, but their populations are declining in certain areas. And one reason is because of a tiny parasite no bigger than a single strand of hair called brainworm.
This is a common parasite found in white-tailed deer.
This disease is transmitted through an intermediate host, through gastropods like snails and slugs.
Deer and moose can pick up this parasite by accidentally ingesting snails while eating food. For deer, things are seemingly relaxed as the parasites live in the spine and the brain near the skull. Adult worms actually live in the tissues that encase the brains of the deer.
We don't see impacts on deer populations by this parasite.
But for moose, the parasites are a different story.
What happens is those larvae don't have the same roadmap, and they end up tunneling through the spinal cord and the brain of moose, and that causes damage and disease.
Because of these effects, this tiny parasite is causing a steep decline in moose populations.
So we began researching moose population decline over a decade ago and discovered through our work that brainworm, or P. tenuis, is the primary driver of adult mortality.
A lot of field work had to be done to find this out.
We capture moose by helicopter. We'll scout the area by air. The helicopter will try to get that moose into an open area. We'll put a dart in it.
They anesthetize moose with a safe drug from the dart.
The drug combinations that we use for moose are very well established in the literature, and we work very hard to maintain animal welfare and human safety. And oftentimes in that order, we put the animals at the highest possible priority because it's risky work for both. Once the animal's on the ground, we'll draw blood, we'll put the collar on, collect samples, take a few different biological tests, and then we'll reverse the animal. It gets up within about a minute or two and takes off.
Not only did all of this work find that moose are immensely impacted by brainworm, but provided further evidence of the vital role predators play in ecosystems.
Predators are important from a disease perspective, which we don't always think of right off the bat. We know that predators can impact disease transmission among their prey, primarily by killing them, removing the sick and the weak.
That's the direct benefit predators, and specifically in the study's case, wolves, can have in keeping an ecosystem healthy.
If deer and moose are overlapping even more, there's a greater risk of transmission of this disease.
But the mere presence of wolves can shift the behaviors of deer and moose, keeping these parasites at bay.
They utilize different habitats based on predator risk. And as a result, there was less overlap between the two species, which ultimately means less disease risk.
Essentially, deer and moose choose habitats based on different needs, and one of those needs is refuge from predators.
The presence of predators on the landscape can impact how these species overlap.
It's important to note how much research must be done to prove something substantial.
I think really doing some follow-up work on this is absolutely critical.
This enables them to continue the line of research to get better and more defined answers. This research gained data from a program led by the Grand Portage Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa, and the University of Minnesota.
Tribes have become leaders in natural resources management and natural resources research over the last few decades.
Seth Moore, the Director of Biology and the Environment for the Grand Portage Tribe, outlined the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion in the biological realm.
Now we come to the table as equal peers, conducting this research and leading this research, where I think in the past, tribes were oftentimes more passive participants or sort of the object of study rather than the drivers of study.
I'm Tanner Saul for Newsy.
And if that story didn't convince you of the importance of a healthy ecosystem, we'll move from the woods to the prairies and take a trip to Lewistown, where there's a brand new learning center open to hopefully drive that point home. MTN's Tom Wiley made a stop and has our story.
Since 2004, American Prairie has made it their goal to create the largest nature preserve in the contiguous United States. And late last year, the organization opened its National Discovery Center here in Lewistown, where visitors can learn about the importance of grassland ecosystems and efforts to conserve them.
The purpose of this center is to give people an opportunity to experience what the prairie is like without having to make the sometimes really long, really muddy, really snowy trip up to the prairie.
The center, which opened in November, is home to numerous exhibits, theaters, immersive experiences, and interactive displays like this one where you can put yourself in the prairie. Here's what mine looked like.
And perfect.
Safe to say it's far from a boring museum and suitable for all ages.
We really hope to attract that sort of under 5 demographic and under 10, let's say, to come and learn about the prairie in a very interactive way.
So why Lewistown?
It is a unique place to have a National Discovery Center, but we wanted to be fairly close to the prairie, so we can get people to come in here to learn more, and then it's just a hop, skip, and a jump up to the area where the prairie is.
The Discovery Center is in the historic Mercantile Building in downtown Lewistown, and half of the facility will serve as a multi-use events center for community gatherings.
Folks have been coming in, wildlife groups and many, many others. And we're also going to do some of our programming in this space, and we're just going to get that cranked up pretty soon. We're very excited about it.
Ultimately, the center encourages visitors and locals alike to explore and appreciate an ecosystem which is often taken for granted.
And so I hope that anybody that comes here leaves with the understanding that the prairie is unique, it's incredibly underappreciated and underprotected, and that it's incredibly beautiful and unique.
Tom Wiley, MTN News.
Well, that should just about do it for us here this week at MTN Outdoors. Thanks for watching. And like I say after every show, if you have any story ideas, as long as they take place outside, shoot me an email at andy.curtis@ktvh.com. And until next week, stay safe, and I'll see you out there.